The park transformed at sunrise, like a canvas awakening under the artist's brush. The hush of dawn clung to the air like a secret, while golden fingers of sunlight pierced the leafy canopy, gilding the gravel paths in a symphony of warm amber and honeyed glow. Michael Turner, at 39, tread these paths each morning with the quiet devotion of a ritual. His life was a steady rhythm, simple, unhurried, anchored in routines that kept the chaos of the world at bay. Clad in an old but impeccably clean sweatshirt and running shoes worn smooth by countless miles, he savored this half-awake hour as his sanctuary of peace. But on this particular dawn, that peace shattered like fragile glass with an unexpected vision. Perched on a weathered wooden bench beneath the lavender haze of a jacaranda tree sat a young woman, her shoulders curved inward like wilting petals. She couldn't have been older than her mid-20s, her light brown hair knotted in a hasty ponytail that let rebellious strands dance around her oval face. The dress hugging her form was a masterpiece of elegance, silk whispering against her skin, far too refined for a casual morning stroll. Then Michael's gaze snagged on the floor, a jagged tear along the side seam, which she futilely masked with her oversized bag. Her cheeks burned crimson with mortification, and though passers-by stole glances, they averted their eyes just as swiftly, leaving her adrift in silent isolation. Michael's steps faltered, his heart tugging like a magnet toward her quiet desperation. Those wide green eyes held a storm of panic, trapped between the armor of dignity and the vulnerability of helplessness. He paused, debating. She was a stranger, after all. Interrupting her solitude might only deepen her discomfort. Yet, the echo of his late mother's voice cut through the hesitation. When you spot someone in need, don't linger in the shadows. Step into the light. Drawing a steadying breath, Michael approached with the gentleness of a breeze. "Excuse me," he murmured, his tone soft as morning mist, palms raised in harmless surrender to avoid startling her. She jolted upright, those emerald eyes flaring with alarm. "I don't mean to pry," he pressed on, his voice a soothing balm. "But I couldn't help noticing your dress. If you'd like, I might have a fix." Suspicion warred with desperation in her blink, her quick retort laced with a tremor. I'm fine, really." But the quiver in her words betrayed the lie, a fragile veil over her turmoil. Michael offered a reassuring smile, the kind that crinkled his eyes with genuine warmth. "I keep a few things for just such moments. Bear with me." From his pocket emerged a neatly folded handkerchief and a slender silver safety pin, relics of an old habit born from his sister's teasing. "You're a walking survival kit, Mike." Little did he know then, it was fate's quiet toolkit. Her gaze softened at the sight, surprise melting the edges of her guard. "You actually carry these?" she asked, a hint of wonder breaking through. He chuckled, light and self-deprecating. "Guilty as charged. It's bailed me out more times than I can tally." His calm respect, devoid of pity or jest, coaxed a shaky exhale from her lips. At last, she nodded, a tentative bridge across the chasm. "All right. Thank you." Michael knelt slightly, maintaining a respectful distance like a guardian of boundaries, and deftly guided the pin to secure to ear with discreet precision. His hands moved with the assurance of someone who cherished dignity in the smallest crises. "There," he said, rising smoothly. "Not couture perfection, but it'll hold till you can mend it proper." She traced the repair with tentative fingers, her eyes shimmering with relief that bordered on tears. The flush of embarrassment ebbed, yielding to a wave of gratitude. "Thank you," she breathed, the words barely audible over the dawn chorus. "You can't imagine. I have somewhere crucial today, and this would have unraveled it all." Michael's smile deepened, warmer now, like sunlight breaking fully free. "Then I'm thrilled fate parked me here." They lingered in that suspended beat, the world humming alive around them, sparrows trilling secrets, leaves rustling in conspiratorial whispers, a distant dog's bark punctuating the symphony. A stranger's kindness had woven an invisible thread between them, fragile yet unbreakable. She gifted him a radiant smile, frazzled edges notwithstanding. "I'm Sophie," she offered, as if the moment demanded names. "Michael," he replied with a nod, simple and sincere. With that, she shouldered her bag, whispered one final thanks, and vanished into the swelling morning throng, her silhouette dissolving like mist. Michael watched her fade, oblivious that this ephemeral kindness wasn't a closing chapter but the spark igniting an epic tale. Subscribe to Midnight Tales on YouTube for more heartwarming stories like this one, where everyday magic unfolds in unexpected ways. The city stirred from slumber, its veins pulsing with awakening life. Streets that had slumbered in hush now thrummed with urgency, cars crawling like determined ants, pedestrians clutching steaming coffee talismans, the intoxicating aroma of fresh-baked loaves wafting from corner bakeries like siren songs. Sophie Hayes nestled in the cab's back seat, her reflection in the rain-streaked window a mask of composure veiling inner tempests. Her fingertips grazed the safety pin's cool metal, a makeshift anchor securing more than fabric. It steadied her spirit. Thoughts drifted back to Michael, his unwavering voice, those calm eyes that saw without judgment, the effortless aid that lifted her without diminishing her stature. So many souls had breezed past her bench, eyes averted in polite indifference, yet he alone had paused, a beacon in the dawn. Her pulse still danced a frantic jig, no longer solely from pre-dawn nerves but laced with the glow of his altruism. What manner of man pockets a safety pin like a lucky charm? A soft smile tugged at her despite the stakes. The cab lurched, yanking her from reverie. She reclined, stealing for the horizon. This wasn't mere routine, it heralded her rebirth, a pinnacle role in a gleaming new firm, leading a team she'd clawed her way toward through sleepless nights and relentless grit. Capitulation was a foe she refused to entertain. That treacherous tear had nearly shredded her poise, but Michael's intervention had stitched it anew, mending confidence as deftly as cloth. Across the sprawl, Michael secured his modest home's door, a humble haven of simplicity that had cradled him through years of quiet solitude. His dawn ritual primed him for the day, yet this encounter lingered like an exotic spice on the tongue, impossible to dismiss. Sliding into his car, he chuckled at his reflection. "Why is she haunting your thoughts, old man?" he muttered. Just a fleeting courtesy, strangers crossed paths and parted, no fanfare, no destiny scripted in stars. He wasn't the type for melodrama. Still, her tentative smile, those gratitude-filled eyes, clung like bears. Radio static drowned the whimsy with banal news chatter, ushering in another office grind, reports stacking like Jenga towers, meetings droning like distant thunder, the predictable hum of tasks etched into his bones. Life for Michael was a well-trodden trail, safe but perhaps achingly so. Sophie's cab nosed into the business district, where skyscrapers pierced the heavens like ambitious spears, their glass facades mirroring the sky's azure promise. She alighted, coat smoothed like armor, spine aligned in unyielding resolve. The pin gleamed steadfast, a talisman of the day's improbable grace. Crossing the lobby's marble expanse, she murmured to the echoing void, "Today births the new me." Coincidentally, Michael navigated the same edifice's lot, juggling coffee and briefcase, nodding to the guard with habitual ease. For him, Tuesday's script was etched. For her, it scripted legend. Unbeknownst, their orbits converged, destiny's filament tightening with inexorable pull. In the elevator's mirrored sanctuary, Sophia praised her reflection one final sweep, inhaling fortitude. Her trajectory, career, repute, very essence, hinged on this debut's imprint. Michael's benevolent grin flickered in memory, an inexplicable bolster. White fortified her, she couldn't pass, but it did. Upstairs, Michael wove through cubicle labyrinths, claiming his throne amid the ergonomic kingdom, blind to the park phantom poised to infiltrate his realm and rewrite his narrative. For now, two solitary figures navigated the urban maze, ignorant of the relational tempest brewing. The office crackled with electric fervor that morn, a departure from the mundane drone. Michael sensed it crossing the 12th floor threshold, colleagues huddled in conspiratorial clusters, whispers buzzing like hive secrets, curiosity sparking like live wires. Weekend yarns and caffeine gripes yielded to palpable expectancy. He deposited his briefcase, chair groaning in reluctant welcome. Richard, his cubicle neighbor, leaned in with conspirators' glee. Prime scoop, Mike, new ops chief debuts today. Corporate's golden child, young, brilliant, a whirlwind innovator. Michael arched a skeptical brow. We've danced this tango before. Most changers fumble basic logins. Richard guffawed, coffee sloshing perilously. Pessimist. Await the spectacle. Michael smirked faintly, pivoting to his screen. Hype was ephemeral, bosses rose, pontificated, reshuffled, evaporated. His world spun on steadfast labor, not fleeting luminaries. Yet, when murmurs swelled and the conference room beckoned like a stage, Michael surrendered to the tide, claiming a rear perch with Coffee Sentinel. The HR chief cleared his throat dramatically. Team, a momentous welcome to our new operations head, bearer of fresh vistas to propel us onward. Applause rippled as the portal swung wide. Michael's mug halted mid-sip, perilously teetering. There stood Sophie, hair in elegant chignon, suit a symphony of tailored grace, strides exuding innate command laced with approachable allure. The park's damsel, dress frayed and smile shy, now reigned as his overseer. Their gazes locked across the assembly, recognition igniting like struck flint. Her lips quirked in ephemeral acknowledgement, swift as a heartbeat, vanished in professionalism's veil. Michael's gut clenched, he clutched his cup like an anchor, reeling composure from the abyss. Polite ovation cascaded. Good morning, Sophie intoned, voice crystalline and assured. Thrilled to join this powerhouse. Tales of your prowess precede you, together, we'll forge unbreakable bonds. I lead not to dictate, but to amplify, to heed, comprehend, elevate every voice. Her cadence resonated authenticity, no hollow echo but fervent pledge. Michael reclined, synapses firing. What cosmic jest? A parkside favor, dismissed as ephemera, looping back as seismic shift. As she expounded on synergy, tenacity, her gaze grazed the rear, subtle pulses only he deciphered, a covert nod to shared dawn. Assembly dispersed in a flurry of felicitations, hands extended like olive branches. Michael tarried, ambivalence churning. Feign amnesia. Yet Sophie's trajectory veered his way, decelerating infinitesimally. Thanks. For dawn's grace, she whispered, conspiratorial smile flashing. Then, whirlwind of salutations engulfed her. Michael froze, reality warping. Fate's gambit was enigma, but irrevocably, his axis tilted. Dive into more enchanting tales on MidnightTales, your go-to YouTube channel for stories that capture the heart's quiet wonders. Sophie's inaugural weeks unfurled a renaissance, subtle yet seismic. The office, erstwhile bogged in torpor, inhaled vitality anew. Sessions sharpened to razor's edge, notions resonated with gravitas, even cynics perked at her discourse. Efficiency bloomed, but her true alchemy was empathy. She attuned, inscribed, validated every utterance. Michael absorbed it profoundly, initially orbiting at arm's length, gauging the park bond's workplace weight. Sophie, perceptive, bridged the gulf swiftly. One crisp Tuesday, amid spreadsheet skirmishes, she materialized at his station, twin coffees steaming like peace offerings. This seems your ally, she quipped, smile intuitive. Startled, he blinked. Unnecessary. True, she parried playfully, but being truly seen. Priceless. Her echo reverberated, stirring long dormant embers of worth beyond drudgery. From thence, dialogues blossomed. In war rooms, she'd query Michael's take. Not perfunctory, her genuine, his wisdom rivaling fledglings' zeal. Her esteem, tacit yet ironclad, kindled his vigilance, not mere superior, but enigma. Confidence cloaked her, yet vulnerability peaked, fingers drumming pre-pitch, gaze wandering amid clamor. Echoes of the bench-bound girl, shielding seams. One twilight eve, as fluorescence dimmed and exodus thinned, Michael polished a dossier. Sophie persisted, heels discarded like shed burdens, tresses tousled by day's fray. Catching his stray glance, she queried, "You linger?" "As do you," he riposted. Faint smile graced her. "Stubborn souls, then." Chuckle escaped him. or devoted. Silence enveloped, not oppressive but enveloping, a cocoon for disparate paths converging in mutual poise. Weeks wove trust's tapestry denser. Sophie unburdened leadership's yoke, insomniac vigils, expectations spectre. Michael lent ear, words sparse but anchoring, presence a bulwark. Reciprocally, she discerned maternal nostalgia softening his timbre, politics toe-etching weariness. No probing, just empathetic hush, eloquence beyond inquiry. Their synergy simmered subdued, silent coffee communions, meeting spanning glances, mishap mirth. Not fanfares, but filamentary kindness is birthing authenticity. Unspoken, unnamed, hierarchies loomed, yet undeniable gestation. Thunderheads brooded all afternoon, slate skies portending deluge. Vespers unleashed torrent, veiling beams, flooding avenues. Michael's sedan battled gale, wipers flogging futilely. Exhaustion weighed, Sophie's deadline crusade had exacted toll, her desk-hopping pepper testament he silently revered. Home beckoned sanctuary. Monsoon assailed, signals phantasmagoric in haze. Curve approached, asphalt treacherous mirror. Catastrophe struck, hydroplaning grip fled, wheel rebelled, vehicle pirouetted lanes warred, colliding guardrail in cacophony of twist and shatter. Chaos blurred, crunch, shards, hush deafening. Stunned, Michael panted, armor flame from impact, skull throbbing, vista fogged. Motion protested, through deluged pain, lights neared. Halting vehicle disgorged a silhouette, umbrella forsaken, locks sodden. Door yielded to frantic tug, voice pierced fog, urgent, quavering, intimate, Michael. God, are you okay? Disbelief blinked, Sophie. Me, she affirmed, hunkering, palms assessing shoulder. Easy, let me triage. Drenched coat, adhesive tresses, but verdant eyes blazed resolve. She extricated him tenderly, arm girding like lifeline. Deluge chilled mercilessly, yet her aura warmed the maelstrom. Winds-accompanied breath, banged, but breathing. Lies, she retorted, voice fracturing. You terrified me. Trailing you, witnessed the spin. Revelation pierced, reciprocity's echo, roles inverted, essence mirrored, humanity's outreach. To her chariot she ushered, belting him secure, digits quaking. Tone mellowed, fissured, you salvaged my unraveling dawn. Permit a reciprocity. Rain-jeweled cheeks blurred tears perhaps, a mid-limb throbs, gratitude surged, for salvation, for her. Hoarse murmur, aid beyond measure. Ignition hummed, storm-riddled confines cradled shift, from altruism to affinity, destiny's beads strung inevitable. For kindred spirits escapades, hit subscribe on MidnightTales, YouTube's haven for soul-stirring narratives. Deluge ebbed, bequeathing cleansed metropolis, avenues agleam in auroral pallor. Post-crash haze for Michael, clinical sojourns, arm-swathed, convalescence's humble crawl. Trauma lingered psychological barbs, yet Sophie shadowed steadfast, post-shift pilgrimages, victuals or mere vigil. Teasing his bullheadedness, chiding premature exertions, silent companionship eloquence incarnate. For his hermetic existence, her solicitude was elixir, novel yet vital. Office reinstatement heralded cheers, Sophie's breakroom fate, aromas of brew and confections, radiated sincerity. She ascended podium, timbre serene yet emotive, today, gratitude. Achievements abound, but essence. Mutual uplift amid tempests, grand or petty. Leadership. Humanity's mantle. Pause, gaze lingering on him, dawn's panic assailed me, patience, reverence, kindness restored stature. Reciprocity echoed life's weave, care's choices sculpt souls. Hush gripped, inference clear sans nomenclature. Michael's throat constricted. Post-revelry, by sun-drenched pains he pondered. Sophie neared, coffee proffered, eyes velvety, no need for eloquence. Essential truth, she countered. Your ripples vast, Michael. Side by side, urban ballet below entranced. Ironic, eh? Park seems stressed to this, he intoned. Smile wistful, fate's invisible bows, revealed tardily. Gazes entwined, not titles, not happenstance, but souls interlocked in pivotal catches. No clasp, no advance, recognition's purity, nascent, cherished. Ambling forth tandem, solar ascent buoyant, Michael floated liberated. Sophie's adjacency. Unobtrusive anchor, dawn's essence. Epiphany dawned, minutiae ignite Odyssey's grandest. And so, in Midnight Tales Embrace on YouTube, discover how whispers of kindness crescendo to symphonies eternal. Subscribe now for endless enchantment.